I'd like to welcome everybody to Shannon's Corners for the 2025 Major Little League District 7 Championships. The tournament, or the playoff, is the best 2 of 3. The winner will represent District 7 at the major provincial tournament in Oakville. By the flip of the coin, Kingston will be the visiting team. Hitting first, number 6, Declan Cashman. Hitting second, number 17, Declan Bowie. Hitting third, number 26, Robbie Carmichael. Batting fourth, number 10, Charlie Labarge. Batting fifth, number 11, James Mills. Batting sixth, number 4, Jack Rooney. Batting seventh, number 25, Quinn Simpson. Batting eighth, number 7, Jack Payne. Batting ninth, number 27, Ben Unsworth. Batting 10th, number 16, Weston Hartzell. Batting 11th, number 60, Casey Cunningham. Batting 12th, number 23, Lucas Valente. Kingston coaches, Matt Mills, Tim Labarge, the manager, Chris Bowie. The batting order for the Cornwall River Rats. Leading off, number 44, Ronan Boyle. Batting second, number 34, Darius Van Putten. Batting third, number 2, Cam Bingley. Batting fourth, number 51, Logan Grant. Batting fifth, number 40, Navarro Phillips. Batting sixth, number 97, Emmett Kreiderman. Batting seventh, number 10, Tanner McPhee. Batting eighth, number 5, Warren Ellis. Batting ninth, number 19, Kieran Henry. Batting 10th, number 12, Liam Bombardier. Batting 11th, number 24, Griffin True. Batting 12th, number 56, Sawyer Thompson. Coaching staff for Cornwall, Kevin Ellis, Ryan Boyle. Our umpires tonight at home plate, Will Pringle. At first base, Nathan Hibbert. At second base, Al Atchison. At third base, Logan Bedard. Okay, everybody, if you will remove your hats. Can we do that first? Sorry, wrong thing. Who's going first? Okay, right now I'm going to ask Ronan Boyle to come up and say the pledge in English from Cornwall. And from Kingston, Weston Hartzell to do the French, and Bobby Hartzell to do the parent pledge.
I trust in God, I love my country, and I will respect its laws. I will play fair and strive to win, but win or lose, I will always do my best.
Je crois en Dieu, j'aime mon pays, et je respecterai les lois. Je jouerai honnêtement, et j'essaierai de gagner. Mais que je gagne ou non, je ferai toujours de mon mieux.
We don't have the French.
I will teach all children to play fair and do their best. I will positively support all managers, coaches, and players. I will respect the decisions of the umpires. I will praise a good effort despite the outcome of the game.
I will now ask everybody to stand, remove their hats for the playing of O Canada. Play ball.
Bluetooth disconnected.
Who did that do wrong?
I think he called 34 for Darius Van Putten. 37, which is a...
That's right.
You got it? Okay. We're good. No worries.
First base, forward, second base, Cam, shortstop, Navarro, third. Here in center field. Field left, and right. Hey, if you sit in the bench, warm up the fielder, right?
How many warm-ups?
Eric, you got 8.
You're gonna have to quit umping without the mask. Start doing practice. Amelia.
I think I see it now. No? Maybe. No. No. I don't think there is 37. 37. Darius Van Putten?
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Pitching for Cornwall, number 37, Darius Van Putten.
Let's go, Darius.
Last one, going down to 2.
I want to clarify a rule.
Hello and welcome here to Kingston, Ontario for the District 7 Major Championships. Hello, my name is Jacob Ewing. It's the Kingston Colts and the Cornwall River Rats, the only 2 teams, in fact, in District 7, and an opportunity to go to Oakville, Ontario to represent District 7 at the Provincial Championships. First pitch underway after a slight rain delay after, well, it was quick and fast, but oh dear, it did a lot of damage. 20 minutes was, well, this is not too bad. First pitch was scheduled for 6:30, and well, first pitch right there is 6:52. And so the Colts will lead things off in the top of the inning. Leading things off is number 6, it's Declan Cashman. And the starting pitcher this evening as well for the Cornwall River Rats is number 37, Darius Van Putten. And so it's a best-of-3 series between these 2 teams. Obviously, game 1 today will continue tomorrow with a 6:30 first pitch here back in Glen Burnie. And then, well, a potential, if necessary, Game 3, which would be on Wednesday night. That's down low for a ball, so we'll have a 2-1 early lead here for Cashman. Both these teams in light blue jerseys, the little bit of a lighter blue there from the River Rats, and then the Colts in the kind of more vibrant blue. That one's just up high and away for ball 3, and now Van Puten's going to make his way back into this count with 3 balls against him. As he starts his battle, we'll need to find the strike zone or a potential leadoff walk here for Cashman, and that's outside, ball 4, and Cashman will make his way to first base.
Batting number 17, Declan Bowie.
So we'll move on in the order to a fellow teammate named Declan. This one, Declan Bowie for the Colts. And well, with the runner aboard now on first after a leadoff walk, we'll look to work him to a scoring position. And Van Puten will look to straighten things up after walking the first. Battles right down the middle for strike 1. Runner thought about going to second, and a slide going back to first after they trying to test him. Cashman getting a bit aggressive there on the base path, but will make his way back and be safe at first. As he almost got caught in a pickle there between first and second. So it's strike 1 at the plate, and we'll have an 0-1 pitch here to Bowie. And strike 2 swinging. Beautiful pitch, back-to-back beautiful pitches from Van Puten, and now he's got Bowie right where he wants him. He's got tons of balls to work with here. We'll see if he goes aggressive to the strike zone right away. As now Bowie has to protect. Here's the 0-2. And he does, pops it up. Looks like it could be catch off the first baseline, and looking for the underhand grab was Boyle behind the plate, but won't be able to connect, so we'll stay at an 0-2 count after Bowie fouls it off. It's a tough break to make. There's no sun to really get in your eyes, but you know, you have to react fast, especially from the catcher. You have to pop up and locate it quickly. And so we'll have another 0-2 pitch here from Van Puten. That's up high, we'll use a ball. Has some balls to work with though, so won't mind it. Won't mind it at all. And so we'll make its way back to the plate here in a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Reaches for his Bowie right on the tail end of the bat and caught at the mound by Van Puten. A nice play by the starting pitcher for the River Rats to find the first out. We'll also keep runner at first. Fast reaction time. We'll move on in the order. In the third spot, it's our starting pitcher this evening as well for the Kingston Colts. It's Robbie Carmichael. Gets a piece of that one, looks to hit it right to the first baseman, goes off the first baseline and makes the grab. It's number 51, Logan Grant, to find out number 2. And just like that, we have the cleanup hitter, Charlie Labarge, trying to keep the top of the inning alive here for the Colts after the River Rats retired back-to-back batters with nice catches from the mound in at first. First pitch for Labarge, goes swinging, hits it right up the middle. All the way to center field. Cashman will advance to second in a scoring position, and so nice ambush hit there from Labarge for a single.
Number 11, James Mills.
And so we'll move on to the order. Here's James Mills in the 5 spot. Still with 2 outs, so the River Rats would love to get 2 runners stranded here. That first pitch just called up high for ball 1. But Mills, the left righty, will square his feet and wait the next pitch, and a 1-0 pitch incoming. That one's up high again. Similar location to the last one for 2-0. And an opportunity here for the Colts. They got 1 runner in scoring position and another one over at first after Labarge smoked that one all the way to center field, looking to do some damage. The River Rats trying to get out of it. Here's the 2-0. Right down the middle. Mills takes it looking. Might want that one back, but now he's seen something that he could definitely hit. We'll see if Van Putten goes back to it. He's been successful so far with some pitches like that. Here's the 2-1. Just outside, ball 3. So he had the right height on it. Just missed away, and now a 3-1 count going Mills' way. A chance to potentially load the bases up if one more ball comes through. Van Putten needing to battle here against Mills. There's a 3-1 pitch. Gets a piece of it. That is going to fly all the way to right field. Cashman's going to come around, and the Colts will score a run. It's an RBI single from James Mills, and the Colts have themselves a 1-0 lead here.
Now batting number 4, Jack Rooney.
And that was a chance to potentially load the bases up, but not afraid to swing was Mills, and well, he'll be happy he did, as Colts now have themselves a lead. Manager of the River Rats will come out and just have a conversation with Van Putten and the catcher, just maybe how to go about the situation, especially with runners in the corners. They base it away, the Colts are, from adding to their tally and making it 2. And it's Jack Rooney to the plate. Still with 2 outs for the River Rats, looking to send themselves to the bats here. All they need is one more to do so. But it's been back-to-back hits all the way to the outfield from the Colts to keep the inning alive. That one's up high for ball 1, and Mills will make his way over to second as that ball was in the hands of Van Putten at the mound, but just going to let the runner go. We'll have 2 runners in scoring positions now here for the Colts. 1-0 to Rooney. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Nice pitch there. Nice velocity from Van Putten. It was nice and high in the zone as well. Rooney a little tad too low on the swing there. We'll look to fix that up. Here's a 1-1. That one's inside.
That was pitch number 20.
20 pitches so far for Van Putten here in the top of the first. We'll have a 2-1. It looked like it could have stayed for a second there. Dips away eventually, and ball 3 awarded to Rooney. And then again, another opportunity here to load the bases up if one more ball comes through. Van Putten looking the battle, 3-1 pitch. Gets strike 2. Will move us to a full count here at the plate for Rooney. And a payoff pitch incoming, which could either potentially load the bases up, score a run, or send the River Rats to the bats. The payoff pitch, Rooney fouls it off, and he'll stay in it. So wait for it to get contact there from Rooney. Recognized early that that was a pitch that was going to go through the strike zone, so had to get a piece of it. He does. And we'll have another payoff pitch here from Van Putten. Swing and a miss, strike 3, got him. And 2 runners will be left stranded. The Colts get 1, but the River Rats will have their first chance at the offense when we return for the bottom of the first inning.
We're going to run.
As close to the next threshold, we'll let you know. Okay. Pitch count for Van Putten in the first inning, 24. Pitching for Kingston, number, where'd he go? 26, Robbie Carmichael.
Watch the pitcher now, guys. Let's go.
YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube channel is called Kingston Baseball Association.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Gentlemen, only the leadoff batter slowed up with the bat.
Everybody hear that? Only leadoff batters allowed out with a bat. Only the leadoff batters allowed out with a bat.
Nobody else can have a bat in their hand. Come on, guys.
Damn, you gotta put your bat down.
Nobody else has bats in their hand.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I knew there was a couple on there. Those
Yeah,
threes.
not end of the dugout.
Were they like underage last time? Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. Have you seen him quite a lot? Yeah. I feel like the only teams are here.
Leading off for the bottom of the first for the River Rats, number 44, Ronan Boyle.
So we join you back here for the bottom of the first inning, and the River Rats their first chance at the bats, leading things off. Number 44, Ronan Boyle, the lefty. Looking to get things started. It's a 1-0 Colts lead after they scored a run in the first inning. Boyle shows bunt, won't be able to connect. We'll see strike one. Starting pitcher this evening for the Kingston Colts, number 26, it's Robbie Carmichael. So Carmichael will face a lefty to start things off. We'll see how he handles that. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike two. And Carmichael finds back-to-back strikes and looking to start his evening off at the mound with some success. Boyle now needs to battle. Protect anything over the strike zone. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Got him. 3 pitches all is needed to start things off successfully for Carmichael, and we'll have a quick strikeout for the pitcher. And we'll move on in the order. It's Darius Van Putten who also pitched the first inning for the River Rats, or a pitcher versus pitcher battle here between the two starters. And another lefty at the top of the order here. Shows bunt, gets a piece of it, fouls it back for a strike. So it's an interesting to note there. Back-to-back lefties. We'll see if that continues or if that's just at the top of the order. As majority of the time you see some strong righties, and then maybe in the middle of the order see some lefties, but I like it. Could throw a pitcher off who's maybe not used to some lefties. That is hard fouled off this time the other way, off the third baseline for a quick 0-2. So Van Putten swinging early, has found contact, just needs to find something fair, and needs to do it now as he's 0-2 down. Carmichael with some velocity will just blow it away for ball one. Has some balls to work with though, so doesn't mind it. It's a 1-2 pitch. Got him. Strike three and back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Carmichael. We'll have a quick 2 down. And here's Cam Bingley trying to keep the inning alive here. So strong pitching from Carmichael, has thrown with velocity here early. And he's got a lot of strikes. I'm pretty sure only through his first 2 batters he's only thrown 1 ball. His first pitch to Bingley, and a heavy swing, strike one. So the River Rats not afraid to swing early. They've looked very aggressive at the inside the box. So their first 2 batters. We'll see if Bingley continues that. Here's an 0-1 pitch. Takes a bounce to the dirt and gets away for a ball. Probably held on to that one a little bit longer than Carmichael would have wanted to. And just gets away from him, so we'll have a 1-1 count here for Bingley. And that will paint the bottom of the strike zone for strike 2. And just like that, puts 1 pitch away from sending the Colts back to the bats. We'll see how Bingley battles here. Needs to make contact with anything near the strike zone. Carmichael looking to make it 3 up, 3 down with a 1-2 pitch. Just misses away, ball 2. Nice take there from Bingley. Took a chance there and gets himself the ball, gets the call he wanted. So we'll have a pair of a strike. 2 strikes and 2 balls here. It's a 2-2. Moves us to a full count, ball 3 inside. And just like that, we'll have a payoff pitch from Carmichael. Potential runner aboard here for the River Rats. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Robbie Carmichael retires the side in order. The 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts. When we return, it's the Kingston Colts looking to add to their lead. Already up by 1 when we return in the top of the 2nd inning.
Kingston pitcher Carmichael, 13 pitches, 1-3.
Hey, he pitched a good inning, right? That means we got to battle harder next inning. That's all it means, right? Boom.
At the end of 1 complete, Kingston 1, Cornwall no score.
Two more balls in! Last one, going down to 2.
Leading off for Kingston, number 25, Quinn Simpson.
So we'll get back here for the top of the 2nd inning, leading things off for the Kingston Colts, number 25, Quinn Simpson. The Colts were able to, well, score a run and leave 2 runners stranded, so 3 runners on base in total. And we'll look to, well, have another successful inning like that. It's Van Putten back at the mound for his 2nd inning of work. And that's first pitch, very close inside to Simpson. So we'll have a 1-0 count. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Just a tad inside again for ball 2. I've liked Van Putten from the mound so far. He's had the height. Just got to find the location on the horizontal. There's a 2-0 pitch. Similar to the last one, just a tad inside, and this count in full favor of Quinn Simpson, up 3-0. And a chance for a leadoff walk, just like the top of the 1st inning there was. So Van Putten needs to battle. Got to find the strike zone here or get Simpson to swing. 3-0 pitch. He gets 1, strike 1. Starts his battle. And you'd like to see 2 more of those. That was a very nice pitch. And gets strike 2. Simpson caught looking at that last one and now finds himself in a full count. And a payoff pitch incoming from Van Putten. And ball 4, the call, just up high. But a great battle by Van Putten. Started up 3-0, found back-to-back strikes, just unable to finish it off. We'll have a runner aboard for the Colts over at first. We'll look to advance him into a scoring position. Here's Jack Payne for Kingston. Shows bunt, gets a piece of it, will just spin into foul territory. So we'll see a strike 1. I don't mind it from Payne. Just looks to advance Simpson into a scoring position, potential sacrifice bunt play. Payne looking for it. See if he shows it again, but gotta think now the River Rats are looking, are gonna, well, maybe expect it, as they've seen it once. So we'll see if the infield reacts differently here to this next pitch. Here's the 0-1. Shows bunt again, pulls away, right down the middle, though, strike 2. Now Payne's 0-2 down. Van Putten looking for his first strikeout of his outing, and would love to find it here. 0-2 pitch. Payne will let it just miss away. Nice take there from Jack. And we'll get his first ball of the count, make it 1-2. One-two. And Payne fires that into foul territory off the first baseline. will stand 1-2. So that's 34 pitches for Van Putten, who has liked his game at times. The 3 and the 4 spot really got to him in the last inning. Now getting deeper into the lineup. Love to find some strikeouts. 1-2, this one away for another ball, ball 2. And they'll kind of play mind games with the runner over at first. That's Simpson. And eventually toss it over to first, but he's back on the bag. And we'll resume back here at the plate on the 2-2 count. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Payne gets a piece of it and continues to battle. Started this count off 0-2. Has fouled a couple off. Got himself a couple balls, and Van Putten still looking for his first strikeout of the outing. Payne putting up a good fight. 2-2 pitch. Up high, ball 3. And moves us to a full count here at the plate, and Simpson continuing to play mind games with Boyle behind the plate. Take a couple steps off the bag. Looked like he's need to get a little bit of aggressive. Anyways, we'll focus back up. Payoff goes Payne's way, ball 4. But 2 runners on base, a runner in scoring position. Simpson over at second now.
Cornwall, pitch number 38.
And that's back-to-back walks for the Colts to start the inning. Here's Ben Unsworth for the Colts. That one picks the outside corner for strike 1. So Van Putten, who's put back-to-back batters in full count situation, just has been able to finish one off. Unsworth gets a piece of it, sends that one, and a catch by the shortstop as he's able to get to it. A nice quick reaction time play by number 2, that's Cam Bingley, to get the first out of the inning. Will keep runners at their bases as well, so a nice play by the shortstop, and there's one down for the River Rats. And here's Weston Hartzell. First pitch to Hartzell, strike 1 with some velocity on the outside. And here's an 0-1 pitch. Thought about it, doesn't go. Runner's going to third, the throw. Not there in time. It was a nice throw, but a quicker slide there by Quinn Simpson will move both runners, now both in a scoring position, and the base hit away from making it a 2-0 Colts lead. And a 1-1 count for Hartzell here at the plate. Has an opportunity to get himself a couple RBIs if he can make contact. That hits hard off the catcher's foot, and Simpson makes the heads-up play to come around and score another run here for the Colts, make it 2-0. Just a fast heads-up play on back-to-back pitches that he was able to capitalize on. The first one was a very close call at third, but that last one, an unfortunate, unlucky bounce there off the catcher. I believe that's Boyle behind the plate. It is. And he capitalized heavy. Hartzell fouls that one off for another strike, and he'll have 2 against him. And a 2-2 count here. Van Putten's been able to find 2 strikes in a lot of these counts here so far he's faced in this game. Just hasn't been able to find the finisher. That one gets through Hartzell, and as well Boyle on a sliding effort there from Payne to make it 3-0 for the Kingston Colts. And some nice base running here in the top of the second has scored them a pair of runs. Move us to another full count here as well at the plate. I believe that is the 3rd one so far in the top of the second from Van Putten. The first 2 didn't go his way. Would love to find one here. Looking for out number 2 in the inning and try to create some momentum here for Cornwall. The full count payoff, strike 3, got him. Able to tip the outside corner. And I believe that is the first strikeout as well
Now batting number 60
from Van Booten.
Cunningham.
And now one away from sending themselves back to the bats. So here's Casey Cunningham for the Colts, the lefty. First pitch swing, and that will be in fair territory. A low bouncer, throw to first is in time for out number 3. And so that will do it for the top of the second inning. The Colts able to grab 2, make it 3-0. We'll see the Riverettes back at the bats for their second offensive opportunity. Just looking to get on board here. We'll see if they can do it when we return.
Four-seven. Cornwall. 4-7 pitches after 2.
How do you see his
Hey, catch, what number are you?
This is 27 first. Yeah, I could tell.
Everybody out, watch the pitcher, right? Hey, let's climb them up. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. 2012 years out. That's like, yeah, he failed out. Yeah.
Leading off for Cornwall in the bottom of the second, number 51, Logan Grant.
So we'll get back and going here in the bottom of the second inning. Leading things off is Logan Grant, number 51 for the Riverettes. It's still the Riverettes still scoreless through their first inning. Have another opportunity here. The side was retired in order as Robbie Carmichael had a very successful bottom of the first inning. We'll see how he follows up here in the bottom of the second. Cornwall would love to get their bats going here. Now down by 3 as, well, the Colts have done some early damage. And we'll have a 1-0 pitch here to Grant. Gets a piece of it. That's a high bouncer. Carmichael goes off the mound, fires it to first in time for out number 1. Nice play there from 1 to 3 as Carmichael acting pretty rapidly to make that play. And so we'll move on to the order. Here's Navarro Phillips for the Riverettes, another lefty here. Lots of lefties in the top of the lineup so far. I believe that's potentially even 4 out of 5, or at least 3 out of 5 for Cornwall. First pitch to Phillips, goes swing and strike 1. It's a tad late on the release there from Phillips. Would have liked it a little earlier. Good pitch to swing on, though, as it was just a fastball right down the middle from Carmichael. Here's the 0-1. And he did go. Umpire calls him. And so we'll see strike 2 against Phillips, now 0-2 down. As he just realized a little bit too late into that pitch that it was just outside and got caught too far through. Here's an 0-2 pitch from Carmichael. Strike 3, got him. And 3 pitches to find the out number 2 and the first strikeout in the bottom of the second and the 4th one of the evening so far from Robbie Carmichael. And here's Emmett Kreiderlin for the Riverettes. Another lefty. And first pitch to Kreiderlin outside for a ball. 19 pitches for Carmichael through an inning and 2/3 so far. He's thrown, well, it's been very efficient. Lots of strikes and little balls. And he's had enough velocity to blow a lot of pitches by these batters. That's strike one, the call. Just clips the inside. And we'll split the first two pitches, 1-1. And strike two, the call. Carmichael gets back-to-back calls going his way, and now Kreiderlin has to protect. Carmichael trying to send his team back to the bats. Kreiderlin trying to keep things alive. Just a bit low, ball two.
We gotta get our hands going, man. Let's go. You don't start the hands early.
So a 2-2 count. Kreiderlin still yet to swing here in the count. Hasn't seen a pitch he really liked, but needs to find some sort of battle now, and there's something. Bounces over top of the mound, and the backhanded attempt from the second baseman gets all the way to center field, and it's a single from Emmett Kreiderlin. And the first runner on base here for the River Rats gives them something to work with here with 2 outs as they look to continue the battle.
Back of the box, hands going.
23-2-3. Now batting number 10, Tanner McPhee.
Like that at-bat there from Kreiderlin. He knew he was in a situation where he just needed to find barrel to ball if something was going near the strike zone, and he did. It was a high bouncer over the mound, got all the way probably, well, to the outfield grass, right up the middle, and was able to beat any sort of opportunity to fire it over to first. So we'll have Tanner McPhee to the bat now with a runner over at first. Would love to advance him into a scoring position here with 2 outs. And that's way inside. McPhee having to shuffle away as that was riding right towards him. So we'll split the first two pitches, 1-1. And we'll wait the next pitch here from Carmichael. Just paints the outside for strike two. And now McPhee needs to find contact. He's 1-2 down. Carmichael has put a lot of batters in this situation before and has finished a lot off. And that's just outside. A nice hold there from McPhee, who makes the late decision to hold off. And it was definitely the right one. They'll check the first base umpire, and he did not go. So nice hold there from McPhee. Will keep his at-bat alive. 2-2. And gets him swinging for strike three, and the 5th strikeout of the outing from Robbie Carmichael. So successful. Striked out 5 out of the 7 batters he faced, and will send his team to the bats in the top of the 3rd. When we return, the Colts already up by 3, looking to add to their tally when we come back.
Hands going every time, right? Let's go, guys.
Kingston pitch total, 28. After 2 complete, Kingston 3, Cornwall no score.
Did we get any of those baseballs back? Did we get any of those baseballs back?
You're missing one. That makes sense, because one went into the trees quite a bit. Thank you. Yeah.
What's the maximum pitch count for they can throw in?
2 more balls in!
I've been talking about you this whole time.
Now back to Kingston, number 23, Lucas Valente.
And so we'll join you back here for the top of the third inning as leading things off. It's the bottom of the order. Lucas Valente looking to start things off successfully. The righty, very tall for his age, only 12 years old. And, well, he towers over a lot of his teammates. We'll see if he can use it for some power here, though, with the bigger frame. Back at the mound as well for his third inning of work is Van Putten. Was able to find his first strikeout in the last inning. Would like to get going here early, especially with his team down by 3 as they are right now. To start the battle from the River Rats. And, well, you have to get your offense going, but you also have to try to keep the game as close as possible to give yourself the best shot. That's strike 2. Beautiful pitch there. Clips the outside. And now on a 1-2 count on the leadoff hitter. A chance for a leadoff strikeout here for Van Putten. He's been able to find 2 strikes a lot and able to finish it off there with a little off speed. Beautiful pitch from Darius Van Putten to start the inning off successfully here in the field for the River Rats. And so we'll go back to the top of the order with Declan Cashman. He walked his at-bat, his first at-bat. Cashman will show bunt on the first pitch. Pull away. That pitch is outside for ball 1. This top of the order did go to work for the Colts. They were able to score a run. 3 of them got on base. 2 of them were left stranded. That one up high for ball 2. And the Colts do have 3 players who are returning to the major division, playing in the Canadian Championships last year. It's Declan Cashman, Declan Bowie, and as well as Charlie Labarge. 3 players who had that monumental experience last year, playing in big game situations. Now find themselves probably as some premier leaders of this team. As that one's fouled back from Cashman, and we'll see a strike against him. Here's 2-1. Just lets it fly outside, ball 3. Just misses a tad away, and Van Putten will need to start his battle back, or else Cashman will have back-to-back walks here through his first 2 at-bats. And just gets the outside for strike 2. Moves us to a full count here. And a payoff pitch, looking for back-to-back strikeouts, Van Putten is. Would be huge for his confidence, especially right now with his team down by 3. Payoff pitch, just misses outside, ball 4. And Cashman gets the call. And back-to-back walks for the young fellow will put him over at first base.
Number 17, Declan Bowie.
And there's Declan Bowie to the plate. With the runner over at first, would just love to advance him into a scoring position. As we'll see what Bowie can do here. First pitch shows bunt. We'll get some contact. Off the mound goes Van Putten, fires to first and gets it in time for out number 1. Make that out number 2, actually. So a sacrifice play moves Cashman over to second into a scoring position. And with 2 outs now and a runner over at second, here's Robbie Carmichael, popped up his first at-bat. So 0 for 1 here this evening, and another starting pitcher versus pitcher battle between these 2. First pitch swinging from Carmichael, gets a little bit too early on it. Will foul it off the third baseline for a strike. He liked that pitch though and was able to connect. Now he can adjust. So we'll have an 0-1 pitch here from Van Putten. And just outside, runner's going to potentially go to third as Cashman got pretty aggressive there on the base path. Will make his way back as Boyle realized that right away. And it looks like we're having a change made out in left field, as we'll have Liam Bombardier take over to left. In for in place for number 24, that was Griffin True out in left field. So we'll have Liam Bombardier for Liam True in left and get this game resumed. This one popped up from Carmichael high up in the air. Two infielders looking for it, and the shortstop makes the grab for out number 3. Nice communication there by the River Rats as they'll get under it and able to end the inning, leave a runner stranded over at second. And continues to be a 3-0 lead for the Colts. That was the first inning where the River Rats didn't allow a run. We'll look to transfer this momentum potentially created in the top of the third on the defense to the offense when we return for the bottom of the third inning with the River Rats looking to get on the board.
61. Cornwall pitch count after 3 innings, 61 pitches. Leading off at the bottom of the third for the Cornwall River Rats, number 5, Warren Ellis.
And so we'll join you back here for the bottom of the third inning. And leading things off, number 5, Warren Ellis. Back at the mound is Carmichael, who has found 5 strikeouts through 7 batters so far, has been very efficient from the mound, looking to continue to do so and try to keep the River Rats scoreless. But after a good defensive inning from Cornwall, we'll try to transfer maybe that momentum created to the offense. Strike 1 on Ellis swinging. And we'll have an 0-1 pitch here from Carmichael, who just had his location, had his velocity, shows it right there again. Strike 2 as Ellis takes that one right down the middle. And now an 0-2 count. That's just outside for ball 1. And so Ellis looking to continue to battle here with 2 strikes against him. Here's a 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 with a swing and a miss. And so Carmichael continues his nice arm from the mound with a leadoff strikeout. And we'll move on to the order. Here's Kieran Henry, number 19 for the River Rats. Another lefty in the order. That's about 75% of this lineup we've seen so far have been lefties. That's going to be strike 1, the call. So he'll take his time, regroup here, and step back into the box in an 0-1 count. And we'll foul that one off, gets a piece of it as he saw something he likes, and that's 0-2 down. So Carmichael been very, very strike zone aggressive here. If you're the River Rat, just gotta unload on one. And a chance to do so here. An 0-2 count Carmichael looking for back-to-back strikeouts, and he finds it, strike 3. And retires back-to-back batters himself with 7 strikeouts now on the afternoon. Here's Liam Bombardier to the plate. Looking to keep the inning alive here for the River Rats. Still yet to get on the board. First pitch to Bombardier, just low for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And he did take a chance on it for a strike. So we'll see strike 1 against him. Here's a 1-1. It's away, ball 2. Nice take there from Bombardier. Realized early that pitch was away. And Carmichael, who doesn't throw a lot of balls here, now has found 2 against Bombardier. So potential lead here. Here's the 2-1. And just paints the inside. Gets the call. And now a 2-2 count. And a chance to send the Colts back to the bats. Bombardier needs to protect and battle. There's a 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 gets the call to end the inning. It's another 3 up, 3 down as Carmichael strikes out the side, making it 8 strikeouts on the evening for himself, and the Colts will get back to the offense when we return for the top of the 4th inning.
4-0.
After 3 complete innings, score remains Kingston 3, Cornwall no score.
Two more balls in. Last one, going back 2.
Leading off top of the 4th inning for the Colts, number 10, Charlie Labarge.
And so now just over the halfway mark in this ball game. Top of the 4th gets underway here with cleanup hitter number 10, Charlie Labarge. Had a single his first at-bat. Van Putten, 64 pitches through 3 innings so far with the 85 limit. He probably will go the limit because now he's already passed all of his thresholds for the amount of days rest he would need. They now exceed this series, so even if he stopped pitching right now, he wouldn't be able to pitch tomorrow or, if necessary, Game 3 on Wednesday. So might as well go the distance. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. Throw from 6-3. Did not get down in time. The first baseman had to make a jumping effort to get it, and unfortunate there from the River Rats. Just not able to get down in time. So Labarge will get aboard first and start things off with some success. From the Colts, it was a nice play. That was Bingley over at short with the scoop and the throw. And we'll move on to the order. Here's James Mills. And so Mills, who had an RBI single his first at-bat, he, if I remember correctly, hit it right up the middle. To find something like that again, especially with Labarge over at first, would love to move him into a scoring position. That's back-to-back pitches where they throw it to second. As Labarge getting a bit aggressive there on the base path, just trying to play some mind games there with the catcher. Here's a 2-0 pitch. And Mills swings up that one high up in the zone for strike one. Not afraid to take a chance on that one. Heavy swing it was. Here's 2-1. And just misses inside for ball 3 on Mills. And if we see one more ball, would put a runner in scoring position over at second and allow Mills to go to first. So Van Putten, a 2-2 count, pardon me. I must have missed something there. So a 2-2 count it is. Here's a pitch from Van Putten. And Mills gets a piece of it and fouls it back. Swing inside him almost by the hands. But he stays in it, continues his battle, and will stay at a 2-2. And paints the outside, strike 3. And a beautiful pitch there from Van Putten, who's been very strong so far throughout his 3 innings, now 1/3. And gets a strikeout. Here's Jack Rooney now to the plate. Strike 1. Van Putten gets the call he wants. And we'll start this count off 0-1. Van Putten looking stronger and stronger throughout this game. Really starting to get into a groove here. Here's the 0-1 pitch. As Rooney backs away, that's ball 1. And they'll test LaBarge over at first once more. Nice throw down the line, but he'll slide back in time as Charlie LaBarge has really been tested here, getting hounded over at first. Here's the 1-1. Holds off, gets the call, strike 2. Throw down to first. LaBarge back in time again. That's 2 strikes down on Rooney. And Van Putten looking for back-to-back punch-outs. And a chance to get it here. He'll use a ball. Doesn't need to go for it right away. Kind of throw off the tempo of Rooney at the plate. He'll move to 2-2 now. He's been in a bunch of situations so far this evening where he's had 2 strikes against the batter. Looking to finish one off. That one's just a tad low, ball 3. And we'll move to a full count. And a payoff pitch incoming from Van Putten. Ball 4 the call. We'll move Rooney over to first and move a runner into scoring position as well as LaBarge represents that. And here's Quinn Simpson to the plate. With 1 out and 2 runners on, the Colts looking to add to their tally and do even more damage. First pitch, gets a piece of it, fires it to third, fast reaction time. And a beautiful catch by Emmett Kreidelin to get out number 2. That is a magnificent grab by Kreidelin. Had to react quickly, and oh boy, he did. So 78 pitches for Van Putten. 85 is the maximum he can have. So he is, well, 7 pitches away from that. We'll see if Jack Payne is potentially his last batter he could face here. See if he pitches less than 7, and then he could go another one. But if he does exceed that, this will do it for his evening. Being very strong from him so far. That's going to clip the top of the strike zone for strike 1. And Payne, who walked his first at-bat, we'll have another one here. Here's an 0-1. Payne gets a piece of it, fouls it off. The first baseline will go 0-2 down quickly. And Van Putten putting himself in a situation where he could find a strikeout here and send his team to the bats. Would be huge for the River Rats, looking to leave 2 runners stranded on base and get out of the inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and Payne just gets a piece of it. That ball had a little movement on it, and it was away. And Payne had to reach across the plate and just gets the tip of the bat. We'll stay at 0-2. We'll have another 0-2 pitch here. That's up high for ball 1. But has some balls to work with. Doesn't need to go for it right away. I don't mind the tempo change up there. So if you attack the strike zone too aggressively, obviously Payne, who we've seen glimpses of, can really get some power behind his hits. 1-2. Outside, ball 2. Two. And Payne fouls it off. First baseline, did the same thing on his first at-bat as well. Went 2 strikes down, 0-2, and then really fouled a couple off, was able to find 3 balls and eventually win a full count. So Payne is the hard strikeout he is. And Van Putten really battling with him. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that's up high, ball 3. Great at-bat here from Payne. And this will be the maximum here for Darius Van Putten. So will be the last batter he faces, and while looking to end it strongly. Full count payoff. Ball 4 for Payne. Will load the bases up. And that, I believe, will do it for Van Putten with his 85 pitch maximum. And you know what? It was a great effort from Van Putten. Gets the applause he deserves. Just, that was a great outing. Had some velocity. His location was a lot of the times perfect. He put a lot of, got a lot of batters in 0-2 counts. Just some great fouling back and staying in it from the Colts. Was able to find 3 runs, but Van Putten looks to move out to the outfield, it looks to be. Looks to go out to center field to command the outfield out there.
Number 5? Number 5 on the mound?
Yeah, number 5, Warren Ellis. I was just coming over here. Like, you yell at me.
Now pitching for Cornwall, number 5, Warren Ellis.
So 3 strikeouts for Van Putten through, he was three innings and 2/3. And replacing him, coming into relief, number 5, Warren Ellis. Comes into a bit of a sticky situation with the bases loaded with 2 outs, though. 1 more out would leave the every base stranded, which would be huge for the River Rats, who are trying to keep this game as close as possible, down by 3 here in Game 1 of the District 7 Championships. Winner goes to Oakville, Ontario, to represent District 7, and obviously have the potential there to qualify for, which would, well, the cream of the crop of the Canadians in the major division. Which this Colts major team was able to do last year, well, 3 of them returning as well. So Ellis will finish his warm-up pitches and will get back underway here when he's just finished up. I believe only has a couple more, but it's Charlie Labarge who got things started. Now finds himself at third base and looking to get around. A couple switches in the infield, in the outfield. For the River Rats, it's Kreidelin, they sent him to right field, and now at third base it's back to Navarro Phillips, who started at third base as well. So a quick discussion between Boyle and Ellis. They'll take their positions and we'll get back underway. Warren Ellis comes into relief here, and we'll get his outing underway in the top of the 4th with 2 outs. Would love to find 1 more to send his team to the bats. Here's Ben Unsworth, popped up his first at-bat. Bases loaded situation. Strike 1 on the outside.
Hey, you don't take your eye off that cleans on the mound. Let's go. Big walk.
It's an early strike here for Ellis, and we'll have an 0-1 pitch. Unsworth goes swinging. That's going to take a bounce off the third baseman. Labarge will come around, and a run will score for the Colts to make it 4. It was a fast play, that a ball that was hit very hard right to Navarro Phillips at third, and it took believe maybe potentially a bounce off his glove. Had to have fast reaction time there, and well, that's a very hard play to make. And so a run will score, the Colts make it 4, and the bases remain loaded. That one gets through behind Hartzell. This play's gonna be at the plate, the tag, got him! That saves a run. And Warren Ellis is fired up as he was able to make the play at the plate. And so the Colts will get 1 with the bases loaded, but no more after a nice tag by Warren Ellis at home plate, and the River Rats will send themselves to the bats. Still looking to get on the board. When we return, we'll see if they could do so for the bottom of the 4th.
Pitch count to Cornwall. New pitcher, Ellis. 3 pitches.
Score nothing? Bottom of. We got 2.5 more innings, Steve.
Hey, here. Line them up here, Griff. Let's go, buddy. Here we go, baby team.
Number 24, Griffin, 3.
And so we'll get the bottom of the 4th underway here between the River Rats and the Colts, leading things off. Number 24, Griffin True, shows bunt in that first pitch. We'll see if that is a continuous theme here, as just looking to get things started. Carmichael back at the mound. He's thrown, that's 41 pitches through the first 3 innings. Been very efficient. A lot of strikes we've seen so far. We'll see if the River Rats maybe take note of that. And you might as well just go swinging away if he's going to throw stuff down the middle. It is lots of velocity, though, from Carmichael. He is a great pitcher so far from the Colts, and well, probably the reason why they go to him to start things off in Game 1 of the District 7 Championship. That pitch up high for ball 2. We'll have a 2-1 count. True. Very deep in the box. That just misses a tad low. Gets the call there and makes it ball 3. Make that ball 2. We'll have a 2-2 count here to the first 4 pitches. True got a battle. 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And it was something on the opposite side of the plate, and True just ran out of real estate on his bat, as wasn't able to reach for it, and that's a leadoff strikeout from Carmichael, his 9th on the evening as well. And at bottom of the order here, Sawyer Thompson to the bat. We'll see if he's aggressive here. He's got to see all of his teammates face Carmichael through the first 3 innings. See if he take note of anything. And that's strike one on the inside. If you're the River Rats, you just gotta start swinging anything close inside near the plate. Here's the 0-1. Almost very identical to the last pitch. Also paints the inside for strike two. And an 0-2 lead for Carmichael. And Thompson's got to find something here. He's got a battle. Look to do so. An 0-2 pitch from Carmichael. That one's outside for ball one. A little shake on the head there, as you know. Probably not the location he would have wanted, but he's got some balls to burn. He'll use one there. Throw off the tempo. Obviously can't throw strikes every single time or else batters will eventually get to you. 1-2, swing and a miss, strike three. And back-to-back strikeouts for Robbie Carmichael, and his 10th on the evening as well.
Now batting number 44, Ronan Boyle.
And so we'll go back to the top of the order here for the River Rats, and here's Ronan Boyle playing behind the plate this evening in the field. Also 0 for 1 with a strikeout his first at-bat. First pitch goes swing and fouls it off. I like to see something like that. Not afraid to swing there. And if you're the River Rats, that's what you got to be doing, especially with the pitcher like Carmichael, he's got lots of velocity, he's got good location, doesn't miss the strike zone very often. You just got to take a chance on something. 0-1. And that will also paint the outside for strike two. An 0-2 early lead for Carmichael, and a chance to retire the side in order. Again, which he's done so far in a couple of innings already. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike three, gets him. And a beautiful inning again from Robbie Carmichael, who's been phenomenal from the mound through 4 innings. That's 11 strikeouts for himself. Still held scoreless are the Cornwall River Rats. We'll see them back in the field, and the Colts to the bats, up by 4, looking to extend their lead when we return for the top of the 5th inning.
After 4 complete, Kingston 4, Cornwall no score.
You've been warned. You've been warned. Yeah, my permission.
Want me going? Want me going, Ryan?
No, if you touch it again, you have to pitch.
What?
Yes. Yes. Go get puffed out. Hey, we don't walk on a baseball diamond. Let's go. Come on, Grant, puffed out there. Let's go. Working hard here.
Pokey? Is he playing with
Yeah, yeah. The twins? It's the one or both of them?
Two more balls in!
Griffin, right side.
Leading off top of 5 for the Kingston Colts, number 16, Weston Hartzell.
So we join you back here for the top of the 5th inning. The Colts up by 4 have an opportunity to extend their lead here, and leading things off is Weston Hartzell. At the mound, it's Warren Ellis, retired one batter after coming into relief in the 4th inning after Van Putten reached his pitch maximum, as it was 85 pitches through 3 2/3. So Ellis comes in, and will pitch his first full inning potentially. That one's over top of the head of Hartzell as it gets away from him. Ellis looks to throw with some good velocity here, and well, if he could find his location, it would be huge for the River Rats, who are chasing this game now with potential, well, in the final 2 innings. That one low in the zone. Hartzell gets a piece of it. This ball looks like it will stay fair. Ellis fumbles it as he tries to pick it up, and Hartzell will just run it out. And a nice quick play. It looked like potentially that we could see kind of Ellis pick it up and just apply the tag, but just not able to grasp it fully on the first attempt, and we'll have a leadoff runner for the Colts. And here's Cunningham, and that one's inside on him, and runner will be able to advance to second. So runner now in a scoring position here for the Colts. Cunningham will make his way back to the plate after that one was way inside behind him. Here's 1-0 to the lefty. Gets the outside, strike one. Hell of a 1-1 pitch. And he gets a strike two in a very similar location to the last one. Clips the outside, and now 2 strikes against Cunningham and a chance for Ellis to find a strikeout here. Would love to find it. 1-2 pitch. Cunningham pulls it right to the second baseman. Nice underhand play to first to find an out. And a nice quick play there by the second baseman. I believe that's Tanner McPhee. That's Tanner McPhee to make that play. And a nice quick play it was. He was able to cradle the scoop and then the underhand throw to first to his teammate Logan Grant over at first. And so that's back-to-back ground balls from Cunningham, as there was a play from 1-3 in his first at-bat and then a play from 4-3 in a second. So 0 for 2 this evening Cunningham is, and he'll be in the dugout now with a runner over at third, though was able to advance the runner. Now base it away, bottom of the order. Here's Valente for the Colts. First pitch from Ellis will just miss low.
Cornwall pitch number 10.
And here's a 1-0 from Ellis, who's looked strong really since coming into this game. That one is lifted right up the alley between center and left, gets all the way back to the back fence. And Valente will look for 3, turns second pretty hard and slides back for a long hit RBI double. And the Colts make it 5-0. As that ball was hammered. There's a pitch low in the zone and he really got a hold of it. And so Valente now 1 for 2 with that double. And here's Declan Cashman back to the top of the orders. Has himself a pair of walks this evening as that one's fouled back for a strike. So Ellis's location and velocity has been there, but the Colts just getting to it a couple times. It's been some very strong pitching through both these teams. We're showing you back after some technical difficulties. A pitch was fouled back and the camera ended up somehow like resetting. So we're back underway now. Still with Cashman at the plate here, and well, Cornwall dugout getting loud for Warren Ellis. Trying to get some energy going, and that one's hit just past the glove of the shortstop to center field. And Cashman with a single. This ball will be thrown back to Ellis, and gotta keep an eye on a couple runners. Cashman will make his way to second, but Valente, probably the most important runner, will be at third. And a nice hit there from Declan Cashman. He'll get himself 1 for 1 with a pair of walks as well. And here's Declan Bowie to the plate. An infield meeting will be had just to discuss how to go about this. I think coach recognizing how important this inning could be. It's a 5-0 game with only 2 more at-bats for the River Rats there will be. So trying to keep it as close as possible. And, well, the Colts in a dangerous situation with 2 runners in scoring position. So the River Rats got to be careful here. They got themselves a pair of outs. And we'll resume here after the meeting. Here's the pitch from Ellis. Messed away, a nice grab though from Boyle behind the plate to keep that one in his range, so nobody will be able to go. As you have to think, as if a ball gets through, Valente is going to make his way home. 1-0. And reaching for it was Bowie, will foul it back. It's all of a 1-1 count here through the first 2 pitches. And a 1-1 pitch. That one's up high, gets through. Valente will turn on the green light. The throw to the plate that will get through Ellis and take a hard bounce, it looked like, off of his arm, and he is in some pain, it looks to be. As we will take a moment to make sure he is okay. And claps all around for Ellis. It looked like maybe one that got him awkwardly, maybe potentially in the elbow. On one of his arms, it looks like he is kind of rubbing that elbow area on his left arm. Unfortunate to see. You never want to see something like that. And we'll see a pitching change as well. As we'll have, looks to be Logan Grant making his way to the mound. There it is. So Grant will take to the pitcher's mound. He'll have some warm-up pitches, and a pair of runs will score on that last play. Make it 7-0, but the real worry is to make sure that Warren Ellis is okay, and well, hopefully he's not too serious, and we even potentially see him in the next inning or even in tomorrow's game. And so we'll get this game resumed here as Logan Grant looks good to go. After some warm-up pitching, we'll resume the count at a 2-1 with Declan Bowie at the plate. So first pitch from Grant gets Bowie swinging for a strike. It moves us to 2-2. So Logan Grant looking to come into this game and potentially find a strikeout right away. Bowie gets a piece of it. That's popped up right to left field and able to make the grab for the out. That's out number 2. And a nice play there in left field. Didn't have to move too much. It was hit almost perfectly to him. And a nice play to compose himself and make the grab. We'll move on in the order. It's Robbie Carmichael. Obviously, we know the story about him. He's been a phenomenal pitcher so far throughout this game. But he's 0 for 2 at the plate with back-to-back pop-ups. And he gets a piece of that one and fouls it back. And immediately puts himself with 2 strikes down. And a chance for Grant to find back-to-back outs after coming into this game. 0-2 pitch. Carmichael gets a piece of it, and that's fired through the infield. It's all the way to right, and Carmichael with a single to keep the top of the 5th alive here for the Colts. So we'll move to cleanup hitter Charlie Labarge. He's pretty much 1 for 1. He with a single, and also he reached on an error on his last at-bat. First pitch to Labarge just is called away for a ball. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Labarge over it, sends it to left, and that's past the left fielder's glove, as that was number 12, Liam Bombardier, out in left field. Runner's going to turn around. Carmichael will come around all the way from first base to make it 8-0 for the Colts. And some fast base running there from Robbie Carmichael. And it's an RBI double from Charlie Labarge as he really got a hold of that one. Here's James Mills to the plate. Runner at second. That's Charlie Labarge after he really got a hold of one. Sent it to left field. Liam Bombardier made a nice play just a few moments ago out and left, but unable to get there in time on that last one. Labarge will go to third now, and I don't think the infielder over at third, I think that's number 97, Emmett Cranelin realized in time, so Labarge will make his way to third, puts himself a base hit away from getting around, and now they got to keep an eye on him. Swing and a miss from Mills for a strike. And 2-1. A chance for Grant to get his team out of it. Leave a runner stranded at third and send his team to the bats. Mills gets a piece of it, fouls it back. Nice patience there from Mills. Had to wait on that one. And eventually gets a piece of it. We'll stay at a 1-2. And just called away for ball 2. So we'll move to 2-2 in the count. Nice take there from Mills on that last pitch. 2-2 pitch. Gets a piece of it inside. Close by the hands from Mills, so. So we'll stay at 2-2. We'll have another one right here. And ball 3, the call. Just misses away. Goes Mills' way, and we'll have a full count here at the plate from James Mills. A chance to put runners in the corners if we see ball 4. Or on the flip side, send the River Rats to the bats. Payoff pitch, that one's not going to count as time was called from the ump. So false alarm on that payoff pitch. We'll have the real one here. And just gets away. Ball 4. Labarge will see an opportunity. The slide to home plate is successful for Charlie Labarge. Makes it 9-0 here for the Colts. And continuing to have some nice base running here from Kingston has been the result of a lot of their runs. A lot of heads-up plays when balls get through the back to the backstop and running, advancing bases. And well, I've seen at least 4 runs scored from when balls get to the backstop from the pitch, and runners at third just run home and slide in. And here's Jack Rooney to the plate with a runner over at first after the payoff pitch walk from Mills. The throw to second as Mills very aggressive there on first. He'll slide back in time. They won't test him. Now it's inside on Rooney, takes a bounce off of Boyle's glove, and Mills will make his way over to second. And this time he's able to get to the next base. So puts himself in a scoring position. That would be 10 runs for the Colts, and could potentially see some mercy rule come into effect here through 5. As I forget the number exactly which it is, but they would potentially be at that threshold at 10 runs. That one down the middle from Rooney for strike 1.
Cornwall, that was pitch number 19, 1-9.
And a 3-1 count here. Grant needs to find the strike zone. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 goes Rooney's way. And we'll put a runner on first. And we'll have a mound meeting here. We'll see if this potentially could do it for Logan Grant at the mound. I think it will. And we'll have a pitching change come through for the River Rats. So 20 pitches will do it, and well, they'll look to save his arm for tomorrow potentially, or if necessary, game 3.
Now pitching for Cornwall, number 19, Kieran Henry.
So with 20 pitches, this does keep him eligible for tomorrow. Something to note there for Logan Grant. We'll see if we do see him in tomorrow's game, as he will be eligible, but taking his place in relief, number 19, Kieran Henry, to the mound. And Henry would love to get out his team out of it. Only one more out needed here for the River Rats. And so he'll finish up his warm-up pitches, and when we get resumed, it will be Quinn Simpson taking to the plate with 2 runners on base. The Colts have, well, they've got to their bats when needed. We've seen a couple walks come through, and well, it's resulted in 9 runs so far. And River Rats obviously never out of it till the final pitch, but it's been some strong pitching from Robbie Carmichael. It has been to keep Cornwall scoreless so far through 4 innings. They'll have, well, one definite at-bat in the bottom of the inning and the potential one in the 6th if the mercy rule doesn't come into effect. But
batting for the Kingston Colts, number 25, Quinn Simpson.
So we'll get underway here. It's Quinn Simpson, who had a walk earlier in the game, to the plate for this 3rd at-bat. And only 1 out needed here for Cornwall. They would be off the hit. It would be the play at any bag due to runners at second and first. That's all they need. It's ball 1. And just lobbed up high, gets the call, ball 2 for Simpson. So 2-0 early lead here as Kieran Henry just trying to find his pitch here early on. That takes a bounce before getting to the plate, and will get through. And both runners will go. Advances himself both into scoring positions. And now James Mills, a base hit away from making it double digits here for the Colts. So got to be careful, and it's a 3-0 lead for Simpson. Chance to load the bases up if we see ball 4. Henry needing to battle. 3-0. Ball 4 is the call. It's a 4-pitch walk for Simpson. And loads the bases up here for the Colts.
Now batting, number 7, Jack Payne.
Here's Jack Payne. His first 2 at-bats have been so strong. I believe both almost identical. He started 0-2 in the count and then was able to foul some pitches off, find some balls, and ended up actually winning both of them with 2 walks. So an 0-2 count moved to a 3-2 and then a 4-2 count for Jack Payne. He's a guy who never quits at the plate. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Called for ball 2. Two-0 pitch to Payne. Up high for ball 3. And Henry just got to find the strike zone here. You got to focus on playing catch with Boyle at the plate in a 3-0 count. If we see ball 4 would score a run, and that will do it. We'll have the bases loaded walk here. The score run for the Colts. Makes it double digits for Kingston. Now 10-0. And we'll move on in the order. Ben Unsworth will take to the plate. And so the Colts have really got to their offense here. 3 runs so far in the top of the 5th. Strike 1, the call. And clips the outside from Henry. Oh, 1 pitch. Just low for ball 1. Nice block there from Boyle to get in front of it. And Rooney looking aggressive over there at third. If something gets through, we'd probably see him come home. So you got to be careful here. And Boyle's done a good job so far this inning to keep everything in front of him. Now it takes a bounce off his leg. Here comes Rooney, and the slide is there in time. It makes it 11-0 now. And both runners will end up on 3rd and 2nd, so still 2 in a scoring position here for Unsworth. Got to stay positive you have here for the Riverettes. They'll be back here tomorrow for game 2. And this game, well, technically not over, but you just got to stay positive, especially in a 3-game series. That one's going to be fired to right field from Unsworth. Takes a bounce off the right fielder's foot as well. Another runner will come around as Simpson gets through. And so does Jack Payne to score a pair of runs for the Colts, so it's 2 RBIs and a single from Ben Unsworth.
Now batting, number 16, Weston Hartzell.
And so we'll have an outfield change, it looks to be, for the Riverettes. Going from right to left field is Emmett Kreindleton. He's just going to switch with his left fielder, so they'll do a little switch. And here's Weston Hartzell to the player. 1 runner on first it is after Unsworth was able to get both runners already on base around. It's away for ball 2, so an early lead here for Hartzell. And he gets a piece of that one, fouls it back. Not much on it. We'll see strike 1, and Henry starts his battle back into this count. Probably hasn't been the outing he would have wanted here so far. This is a tough situation he comes into after coming to relief for Logan Grant it was. That's a nice pitch, clips the outside for strike 2. And so finds back-to-back strikes and a chance to find a strikeout here, which would end Top of the 5th inning. 2-2 pitch. Called ball 3. And a full count situation here from Hartzell. And a big pitch incoming. Could end the top of the 5th. Payoff goes for ball 4 for Hartzell. We'll put him on first base and move Unsworth into a scoring position over at second. And the Colts continue to put on some runs. That is now 6, almost doubling their lead, which it once was 7 at the beginning of the inning. And here's Casey Cunningham to the plate. First pitch to Cunningham, likes it, takes a swing for a strike, gets through, and both runners will advance a bag. Making third and second now. And we'll have an 0-1 count here at the plate. Here's the pitch. Just away for ball 1. So that is 20 pitches for Kieran Henry at the mound. That's strike 2 as well. So I believe that pitch he is unable to pitch tomorrow, as that it's over the 20 pitch threshold. A 1-2 count. A chance to find a strikeout for Henry. The pitch, just away, ball 2. He's got some balls to work with though. Doesn't need to attack the strike zone quite yet. Just looking for something down the middle. This time will be called, and Boyle will make his way out to Henry just to have a conversation here about how to go about these potential final couple pitches. And a 2-2 count, just got to throw some down the middle. Won't worry too much about the velocity. Obviously, you want as much as possible, but as of right now, you just got to find the strike zone. And so we'll get resumed here. Back at a 2-2 count. That's going to be ball 3. This is just off the plate. And we did see ball 4 would load the bases up once more in the inning for the Colts. Still a chance for Henry. And a full count and a payoff. That's going to get a piece of Cunningham in the back for ball 4 to load the bases for the Colts. And it was a nice battle there from Cunningham after going 1-2 down. Finds 3 balls straight to get to first, and now the base is loaded. Here's Lucas Valente, who is 1 for 2 this evening. And we'll have a switch of runners over at first, as I believe Cunningham is the catcher. That's a 2-out catcher rule. So Declan Bowie will take his spot over at first, and here's Valente to the plate. First pitch away for ball 1. Valente in his last at-bat had an RBI double. It was a hard hit one at that. I remember right up the alley all the way to the back fence. And in a bases loaded scenario, would love to do something like that again. It's going to be strike 1. Get some swinging. Henry does. Here's a 1-1 pitch. It's on the opposite side of Valente for ball 2. Just outside. Nice block there from Boyle to get in front of it, as we've seen some aggressive base running so far this evening from the Colts. And, well, Unsworth, I'm pretty sure, would not be afraid to run home if one gets through. So a nice hold. Here's the pitch. Valente goes swinging, strike 2. As he leaned into it. He liked it, but Henry able to get it past him, and now moves us to a full count. We've seen a couple of these already so far in this inning. Payoff pitch. Valente gets a piece of it and fires it to center. One run will score, another one will come around. And Valente will make his way to third, but there was already a runner at third. The throw back to second as he'll tie it back, and Bowie will also get around and make it 3 RBIs for Lucas Valente. And he stays at second base. And so he really got a hold of one there. That is 4 RBIs on the evening from the young fella. And the score now 16-0. A 9-run inning it's been so far from the Colts. And back-to-back doubles as well for Valente. Back to the top of the order we go. Here's Cashman.
Number 6, Declan Cashman.
1 for 1 Cashman is with 2 walks and a single so far. Here's his 4th at-bat in this game. Hounds up high for ball 2, and Valente really getting off the base. Second base there to play some mind games. We'll throw him back and stay. 2-0 pitch. Gets a piece of it, Cashman does, and fouls it back. And those are the type of pitches Henry needs, just stuff right down the middle. We've seen a lot of pitches up high, away, and a lot of walks. As of recently, Boyle unable to locate it as Valente will think about it, kind of jitter back and forth in between third and second. Will eventually just make maybe a smart decision just to make his way back to second. The safe position, safe decision. That one is. It's a 3-1 count as that one was, last pitch was ball 3 for Cashman. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4 is the call. Valente will think about going to third. The throw down the third baseline gets all the way to left field. And eventually will make his way as Cashman will extend his walk 2 to get to second. So 2 runners now in scoring position here for the Colts. So here's Declan Bowie to the plate, still trying to do some damage here as the Colts have really opened up the scoring. That one just pulled foul off the third base line as that was inches away from, well, being a fair ball and probably doing some damage with 2 extra runs as it was well hit, but we'll see strike 1 off the foul ball. And resume here back at the mound from Kieran Henry. He's about 35 pitches into his at the mound here. You have to think this could be probably just potentially play him out of this game as well. He's past his 1-day rest threshold, so he could not play tomorrow. And the only game, if they wanted to pull him out, if they wanted to keep him ready for it, would be game 3, if necessary, on Wednesday. So they could just ride with him to the end of the game here. 2-1 pitch. That one is hit high up the alley to between center and right field, and 1 run will come around. Bowie's turning on the Jets. Will he turn home? He will. Looking for the Little League home run, and he makes it happen. Some fast base running from Declan Bowie for the inside the park home run. And I think he realized it right away. There was a big gap between center and right field, and he had it perfectly up it. And so a pair of runs will score. Make it 18-0 now, and here's Carmichael to the plate, who is 1 for 3, 2 pop-ups and a single for Carmichael, but his big contribution has been what he's done on the defensive side of the ball at the mound. He's just been so phenomenal. Gets a piece of that one, pulls it to third. Able to fire it 5-3, but nice running there from Carmichael will beat the throw, as it was a nice throw from Ellis, had some heat on it, just not able to beat Robbie to first, and he'll get aboard first base, give the Colts another runner to work with. Here's Charlie Labarge, an RBI double his last at-bat, and I believe that was, in fact, this inning, as the Colts have hit through the order.
Now batting number 10. Charlie Labarge.
It's ball 1 on Labarge. The single in error, reached on an error, and second at bat, and then an RBI double. That's inside for ball 2. Some communication there from the Cornwall coach to his right fielder, kind of shuffling him over more to right field. This one hit the left field though, moving to his right, jumping up and unable, just gets out of his glove. Was Kreindlin over in left field, and it'll be a back-to-back RBI doubles for Charlie Labarge. Makes this one 19 in the total for Kingston. And I'll have James Mills to the plate with Labarge over at second. Labarge, well, as I mentioned, one of the 3 players who is returning to this major team after playing in the Canadian Championships last year, so some major experience for some of these players. And we can see there that he uses it well. He's a great hitter. As he also advances to third there, that pitch gone through. Mills ground ball, and that gets through the legs of the shortstop of Bingley, and Labarge will come around to score. It's an RBI single for James Mills, and that's 20 on the total for the Kingston Colts.
Now hitting number 4, Jack Rooney.
So Jack Rooney will take to the plate. We'll also have a change in the shortstop position, it looks to be, or a couple infield changes there made from Cornwall. That's up high for a ball on Rooney. Hitting in the middle of the order here for the Colts. Gets a piece of that one, will foul it back. And it's just the River Rats are just in this unfortunate kind of struggle here where it's in a state of rolling right now where everything is just not going their way. They've had 2 outs for a while in the top of the 5th inning, just haven't been able to find the final out. It's been unfortunate. It was a close game for, well, coming into this inning, and the Colts really got their bats going. Rooney gets a piece of that one, sends it to center, moving his way in, and a diving effort just gets out of the glove. I really love the effort there from the center fielder to kind of go all out and try to make almost a highlight reel grab. Just gets out of the glove, and it'll be a double for Jack Rooney. And here's Quinn Simpson with 2 runners in scoring position here for the Kingston Colts. It's going to be a game of the Cornwall's going to want to shake off here tonight. And really just, well, after the final pitch, after this game is over, obviously focus on the game here right now. But if the result does stay as it is and we don't see a huge comeback, it would be a game that Cornwall just needs to shake off and just fully focus on tomorrow, as it is a 3-game series, so there's still lots of baseball to play. That one just misses low as the call for a ball. Nice block there behind the plate from Boyle, though. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Strike 1. Clips the outside. So we'll split the first 2 pitches. Now a 1-1 count. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And Simpson gets a piece of it and kind of just hits it straight down, right to the plate, and we'll see a foul ball, and that'll be strike 2. So a chance here for Henry to send his team to the bats in a crucial scenario. 1-2 pitch. Simpson gets on the end of it, sends it to right, and the catch is made for out number 3. And a nice grab there as Cornwall started to snowball, and they did. There in the top of the 5th, they'll send themselves to the bats. Just looking to get on the board when we return for the bottom of the 5th inning.
Oh gosh, I love it. It's so tough.
New pitcher, guys.
Obviously, but it's not like yeah.
It's better than that.
Hunter! All right, Darius, let's go, kid.
Number 37.
And so we'll get the bottom of the 5th inning underway with Cornwall at the bats. Leading things off is our starting pitcher this evening for Cornwall. It's Darius Van Putten. And you'll see he gets things started off successfully as he fires it to center field. First pitch swinging for Van Putten and gives him a runner to work with at the leadoff single. That's a nice hit from Darius. And you can hear the dugout. They may be down by a significant amount of runs, but I love the energy Cornwall is bringing right now from their dugout getting loud. We'll move on in the order. Here's Cam Bingley. Swinging on the first pitch, strike one. To the mound now, pitching change comes through as Carmichael. That will end his outing, and he won't be, he'll be have a 2 days rest. He pitched 50 pitches at the final count as it reverts back to 50. And so have Charlie Labarge, who's in fact only pitched 2 innings this entire season, to the mound. But we know he can throw. See if he just tries to put some right down the middle. That's a ball one. That's called low. Here's a 1-1 pitch from Labarge. A swing and a miss from Bingley for strike two. Saw something you liked though, and well, now he can adjust and look for it again. He's got a battle in a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Bingley gets a hold of it. Looks like it's going in foul territory. Sprinting off, diving effort, makes the grab in foul territory. Oh my, that's James Mills, the third baseman. Moves all the way to almost to the fence, and that's out of camera territory, but it was a beautiful grab. And so that's out number one. Now we'll move on to the order. Here's Logan Grant. That's a high chopper. Nice backhand play. Throw from 6 to 3. Not there in time as he's just off the bag, the call. So runners will advance to second, and Logan Grant gets aboard first. So 2 runners on base now here for the Cornwall River Rats. And looking to get some energy going. Here's Navarro Phillips to the plate. 0 for 1 this evening with a strikeout. His first at bat. First pitch to Phillips. Gets called strike one. Here's the 0-1. Nice hold there from Cunningham as it took a bounce in the dirt early. He's got to think runners are going to go if this one gets, if anything gets back to the backstop. 1-1. Swing and a miss from Phillips for strike two. I like that though, he's up close into the zone. He adjusted after his first pitch, after it hit the outside corner, and it was very far away from himself. 1-2 pitch. Gets contact from Phillips, rides up the third baseline, cross diamond throw, 5-3, gets him. And that will do it. And the Kingston Colts will take game number 1 of the District 7 Championship and are one win away from booking a ticket to Oakville, Ontario for the provincial championships. At the final score of 20-0, the Cornwall River Rats will just need to put this game in the past and focus on tomorrow in a do-or-die game number 2. That will do it. I've been Jacob Ewing. The Kingston Colts explode for 14 runs in a huge top of the 5th inning. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, first pitch is 6:30. And so that will do it. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.